Hello guys, my name is Engineer Holiday. We want to solve some possible questions on a plane mirror. Some common questions on plane mirror. The question one says, a beam of light is incident on a plane mirror at an angle of 32 degree relative to the normal. That is the angle of incident to the normal. What is the angle of deviation and the angle of incident with the surface of the mirror? Sometimes they can see the angle of reflection with the surface or some angle of incident with the surface. Now let's say this is a plane mirror. Now if that is our plane mirror, let's draw a normal. This is normal at 90 degree to the plane mirror. Now let's check our angle of incident. You see the beam make an angle of incident on a plane mirror at an angle of 30 degree with the normal. So that means we're going to have this. This is angle 32 degree, 32 with the normal. Now the question says, what is the angle of deviation? Now there are two questions here. First of all, there is this angle called the glancing angle. So this angle is what we call the glancing angle, and that angle is calculated by subtracting the incident angle from 90 degrees. Don't forget this is 90 degree from the normal to the plane mirror is 90 degree. So if you say 92 minus 90, 90 minus 32 will give us 58. So in that case, this one will be 58 degree. Then don't forget that this angle of incident at which it hits the mirror will also go out with angle of reflection called what? 32 degree. Knowing fully well that the law of reflection says that the incident angle is equal to what? Reflected angle. Please take note of that. So this angle will also be what? 58 degree. I think we have solved the angle. The angle of incident rays is supposed to be rays with incident ray with the surface of the mirror is 58. So the angle of incident ray with the mirror surface is what? Equal to 58 first. Another thing again that we need to know, they can ask what is the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray. This is the reflected ray, this is the incident ray. So that means that the angle between them will not be what? Angle between what? I and R is equal R degree, or I and R is equal to what? Let's say I and R is equal to 32 plus 32. 32 degree plus 32 degree. And that will give us plus 64 degree. So that one is settled. Then the angle of deviation is what we are now looking for now. Don't forget that 58 is what degree is what we call the glancing angle. So if 58 degree is glancing angle, the angle of deviation is equal to what? 2 times glancing angle. So please take note of that. So I would have 2 times 58 degree. It gives us angle of deviation. And if you do that, you are supposed to add 116 degree. So 116 degree is your angle of what? Deviation. So that is just that. The glancing angle is 58. Angle of incident is equal to angle of what? Angle of reflection, which is 22 degree each of them, according to what? The law of reflection. law of reflection. So angle of incident ray with the surface, with the mirror surface is 50 what 8, which is also known as the glancing angle. Then the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is just 32 plus 32, which is what 64. Let's go to question number 2. It said two plane upright mirror touches along one edge where their plane makes an angle of what 60 degree. Now look at the board, or look at what I want to draw. That means two plane mirror touches along one edge where their plane makes an angle of 60 degree. So what we are saying that this is one mirror 1, and this is what mirror 2. They make an angle of what 60 degree with their what edges. These are edges now. Now what they said if a beam of light is directed onto one of the mirror at an angle of incident 40 degree, so that means the normal is normal, this angle of incident. So what we want to do now is it makes an angle of 40 degree. Remember that this number is what 90. So this place is also what 90. So let's say it hits the first mirror like this, it will reflect with the same angle to go and hit this one. So here is 40. And if here is 40, because here is 90, here will be 50. Now, if you hit this one, let's draw it around number here. Is a number 90 degree. Now this number N2 is N1. This place will not be what angle? That is the question I want to ask. Don't forget 50 plus 60 is 110. If you call this place alpha, now alpha plus 60 plus 50 is equal to 180. Don't forget, this place like this is a triangle. And since it's a triangle, is the sum of angle in that triangle is 180. So alpha plus 110 equal to 180 degree. Therefore, alpha equals to 180 degree minus what? Minus 110. So that will give us what? 70 degree. So here is 70 degree. Now the question is, they said, if the beam of light is what? Is directed onto one of the mirror at an angle of incident of 40, which I have done, I have interpreted to this extent. Now say, and it is reflected onto the other mirror. What will be the angle of reflection of the beam from the second mirror? That is this one. So it will hit this one and will not come out with an angle of reflection. This is the angle we are looking for. Recall that this place is 90 degree. This place is 90 degree. And if everything is 90 degree, here is already 70. Here will be what? 20. And this one is not angle of what? To the normal. This angle of what? Incident. So angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection according to law of reflection. So here will also be what? 20 degree. So therefore, our answer is what? 20 degree. If you want to use shortcut, this angle, let's call this angle phi. Let's call this one alpha. Okay, let me call it theta. Let me call it theta. And let me call this one, let's say gamma. Now, this angle of reflection on the second mirror plus the angle of incident in the first mirror is equal to angle between the two mirrors. Take note of that. Theta plus phi equals beta plus gamma equal to 5. So instead of me wasting my time doing all this rubbish, what I will advise you to do is just to remove the word 40 from 60. 60 minus 40 equal to what? 20 degree. You just get your answer straight up. So please take note of that. That is number 2. Number 3, it said an object is placed between two plane mirror of equal length. An object is placed between what? Two plane mirror of equal length, inclined at an angle. The two plane mirror are inclined at an angle. You don't know it? They are equal length. That means here is equal to this place. That means if here is L, here will be L. And placed on a plane surface. That means the two of them are placed on a plane surface. This is a plane surface. They are placed on a plane surface. This is a mirror of equal length with this mirror. Okay, let's see what is happening there. Now, they said if one of the mirror makes an angle of 45 degrees, this is a flat surface. This is a mirror 1, let me label it. And this is the mirror 2. They said what if one of the mirror, let's pick mirror 1, makes an angle of 45 degrees with a flat surface. So this is 45 degrees. Now because, now they say how many images of this object will be formed? An object, let's say the object is placed somewhere here. Now we cannot know, let's say the object is here. We cannot know how many images will be formed when we don't know this angle. And we can solve for this angle. Don't forget this angle is equal to the one of the mirror is making an angle of 45 degrees with plane surface. It also means that here will also be 45 degrees. Why? Because this length from here to here, say AO is equal to OB. So AO equal to what? OB. So therefore, this thing is an isosceles triangle. So this is now be 45 degrees. And if it's 45 degrees, what will be here? Here will be what? 90 degrees. How? 45 plus 90 is 180. Don't forget, AOB is 90, is a triangle. Is a triangle. So in that case, sum of angle in a triangle should be equal to what? 180 degrees. So here is 90 degrees now. Okay? Having gotten that, so we now know the angle between what? The angle between what? The plane mirror, the true plane mirror is equal to what? 90 degrees. Remember the formula to find the number of images formed, which is 360 over theta minus 1. This is the formula we are going to use to solve, to diagnose that question, having known the angle between them. So since we have known the angle between them to be 90, just put your 360 degree divided by 90 degree minus 1. 360 divided by 90 is 4 minus 1. So what is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Don't forget this formula is used, what is used to find what? The number of what? Number of images formed by an object. So that is the formula. So this is number of images. This is the angle theta, which is we have just solved now in examiner. So if you know your angle theta, then you can solve for number of images formed. So that is just that. You can even use it to find the angle between two mirrors if the number of images is given. So be careful. Watch out for questions of such. You can find the number of what? The angle between two mirrors if you know the number of images formed. The next question is what? Number 4. It says the edges of two plane mirror M1 and M2 are inclined at an angle of beta to each other. So This mirror 1. This is what? Mirror 2. Okay, mirror 1 and mirror 2 are inclined at an angle of what? Beta. Let me shade it to show the sign of mirror. M1, M2. Now, they said what? That if a ray of light is incident on the first mirror at an angle of 30 watt, if a ray of light is incident on the first mirror at an angle of 45 degree, 35 degree, within normal, that question is supposed to be within normal, please. This 35 degree. See, for what value of beta will the incident ray or the incident in M1 be equal to the angle of reflection from M2? So that is to say, that means what we are saying is at what angle will this one, this beta be for here to also be 35 degree reflection? Here will also be 35 degree. Don't forget, here will be what? 55, 90, 55 degree. And here will be also what? 55 degree. Because here is 32. If you add this and this together, remove from 180, you get this one. That is 70. Or you use the formula I give you, phi equal to theta plus gamma. This is theta and this is what? Gamma. So you can add these two together to get 70. So that will give us 35 degree plus 35 degree equal to 70 degree. That is done. Number 5. Two mirror makes an angle of 120 with each other. If a ray of light is incident on one of the mirror at an angle of 45 degree to the normal, find the direction of the ray after reflection from second. Solve this one for me. I've tried. Just remove 120 minus 45. You are going to have it as what? 75 as your answer. So try it. Draw your diagram the way I explain it. Then you get your answer. Next one. An object is placed between two plane mirror inclined at an angle of alpha to each other. So two plane mirror are inclined at an angle of alpha what to each other. To each other. And reflected angle on the first mirror and the second mirror are equal. They are equal. Equal to each other respectively. If the angle of incident is 30 on the what? On the first mirror, that means that angle of incident reflection on the second mirror will also be 30. And that means that alpha will be equal to what? 60. I believe you should not doubt that again. Now, if you know that alpha is equal to 60, then you now use the what? Don't forget, here is what will be 30, here will be what? 60, here will also be what? 30, here will be 60. Listen to the question. They say if the incident and the reflected angle on the first and second mirror are equal to each other respectively. That means first mirror M1 and the reflected angle on second mirror are equal. So you just use what? 30 on the first one plus what? Reflected angle on the second mirror. And then together you have 60 degrees. Now, having gotten your angle between the two mirrors, then you now use your n equals to what? 360 divided by theta minus 1. Now, you now have what? This one have what? 360 what? Divided by 60 minus 1. 360 degree divided by 60 degree will give us what? 6 minus 1 will be equal to 5. I'm giving you one assignment, please, on this particular question. Find the what? The angle between what? Two mirror for an object be placed between them to have an infinite number of images. Is it theta equals to 180? Is it theta equals to 270? Is it theta equals to 90 degree? Solve it for me. Find the angle between two plane mirror. It may indicate plane mirror for an object placed between them to have an infinite number of images. Do that one for me. So, but the answer to this one is 5. Number 7, a man is 1.5 meter tall. This is a man is what? 1.5 meter tall. Let's see. 1.5 meter tall from the ground. Now, you said, and can just see his image in a vertical plane mirror 3 meters away from it. 3.0 meter away from it. You can just see his image in a vertical plane mirror 3 meters away from it. So that means the plane mirror is this 3 meters away from it. Then I say, look at the question. Then I say, is away from his eyes. 1.5 away from the mirror, from his full stop. His eyes this one should be from the mirror. Let's correct it. Then his eyes is 1.40 meter from the ground. And let's say this is the eye of the man, 1.40 meter from the ground. It means that from his height to the earth, it should be what? 0.1 meter. Subtract it from 1.5. That means 1.5 minus 1.4 is what? 0.1 meter. This is correct. Now, if you now, then what let's say we find? Determine the minimum vertical height of the mirror required for the man to see the whole of himself. So that means the eye looking at the mirror will send back like this. Then this from the eye to the mirror like this to produce a reflection back to see from the eye to the leg of the man. So this is the height of that the man can produce, or the length he can produce to see the whole of himself. So half of this one plus half of this one, that's what is going to use. So the minimum length of the mirror required for the man to see the whole of himself is going to be half of 0.1 plus half of 1.4. From here to this place is, from here to here is half of 1.4, which is what? That means, let's call this one AC, and D, this is E. So for the man to see the whole of his, let's say here is what? P. So PC half of it, which is equal to what? AC. We get that one first, which is 0.1 divided by 2. That's 0.5 meter, 0.05 meter. 0.05 meter. Then don't forget that what? We have from here to this ground, which is E. EC is over 2 is equal to what? Let's say CD, which is 1.4 divided by 2. So if we get the length is just what? CD plus what? AC. We get our answer. So this one is what? This one is 0.7 meter. This is 0.05 meter. 0.05 meter. So since we get that one as 0.05 meter, so I want to have it as what? 0.05 meter plus 0.7 meter. So that will give us what? 0.75 meter, which is said that what 75 centimeter. So this is the length age which the man can see the whole of himself. What I will advise you to do is what? For the man, the minimum vertical length of the mirror required for the man to see the whole of it. Just take the half of the height of the man from the plane. That means the height of the half of the height of the man. Take it. That will be your answer. Now, number 8, question 8. A mood at about eye level is 10 centimeter in front of a mirror. Mood is easy. Mirror. Let's see. Draw. A mood at about eye. This is a mood. Let's say this is a mood. Eye level is what? 10 centimeter from the mirror. Okay. You are behind the mood from the mirror. You are behind. That means, let's say I am the one here. At eye level. Don't forget the mood is at eye level. I am the one here measured what? 30 centimeter from the mirror. So now the question is that they now say I am behind here. That means from me, my eyes to the mood is what? It should be 20 centimeter. That's what it means. So now, why I put the mood here? Because they say it's at eye level. So it should be at my eye level. Now they say, what is the distance between your eyes and the apparent position of the mood image? The mood image should be from here. Mood image. It's a rough sketch anyway. So if I make my distance, so the mood image is 10 centimeter from the mirror because object distance equal to image distance. Note, object what? Distance is equal to what? Image distance. Don't forget, for a mirror, it is what? A mirror is what? Is laterally inverted. Now, number 2, it has a magnification. Number 3, it has a magnification of 1. So the magnification of a plane mirror is equal to 1. Why? Because the object distance is equal to image distance. Don't forget, magnification is image distance over object distance, or image height over object height. Also, the object height is equal to what? Image height. Don't forget that. Very important. So if you know that, don't forget the image produced is virtual and what? Erect. If the image produced by a plane mirror is virtual and erect. So what I want to do now is just take another what? That means take another 30 here. That is where the person will be. The person standing will not be here. You have to be object design equal to image design. But that's not what they ask. They say, what is the image of the what? The mood to the eyes of the man? The distance. So it just be 10 plus 30. So what is this distance now? There are 2 ways you can calculate it. Either you see 10 plus 10 plus 20, or you say what? 10 plus 30. So from here to this place will just be 40 centimeter. From the eyes to the mood image, apparent position of the mood image is 40. So the answer is what? 40 centimeter. Number 9. If you are in front of what? A mirror. I want you to try this one. Try it for me. Try. The answer to this question is dash. I think you should have 30. The answer to this question should be 30 centimeter. So look at it very well, and please send out your comments. Send us your answer in the comment section so that we can know what you have done for me. Don't forget, for person to be in your front in the mirror, to see somebody in the mirror, what does that tell you? Does it tell you that the person is at your back or in your front? If I look at the mirror now and I check the mirror and I see the person in my front of the mirror, inside the mirror, I see the person in the front of the mirror. What does that mean? Does it mean that the person is standing behind me or the person is in front of me? If you can answer the questions correctly, then this question will be easy. Now, number 10, the last question. An object is placed between two plane mirrors inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. How many images is formed? Don't forget, n equal to what? 360 over 30 minus 1. That is I've given you the formula before. 360 over theta minus 1. So this one will give us what? 12 minus 1 will give us what? 11. So don't forget the answer is what? Answer. The number of images is what? Is equal to what? 11. So if you enjoy the class, please click the notification button and also subscribe. That shows that you love what we are doing and you are happy with us. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for clicking on the notification button. My name is Engineer Alide, and I wish you success in whatever you are doing. Thank you. God bless you.